I'm here in the southeast of England. I'm almost in Kent, but not quite. I'm in East Sussex, and I'm here to find out what the future holds for English wine. I know there's loads of sparkling wines from England that are as good as champagne, but what about the still wines? What about the wines that are made with no additives in a more sort of natural way out of grape varieties that you might not have heard of? Well, you've come to the right place. We're in Tillingham Wines. Train beers have been replaced by train wines. So we've decided we're going to visit Ben at his vineyard and we go and see what the crack is.
Planted a vineyard this summer, lots of different grapes, biodynamic preparations, some of them.
Any additives in the winery?
Yeah. To do that in the UK, there's not many people doing it.
Just talking about the first time I had Tillingham Wines was at Stephen's house, and he served us the wine blind, like a pink, fizzy, peachy, sherbety, raspberry liquid. And I was trying to guess where it was from, and I was thinking, oh, maybe Austria, maybe Spain, maybe France. And then eventually discovered it was from just down the road in East Sussex. Mine was blown.
When I said it was Dornfeld at Ortega, and I think I couldn't even remember the Pinot Noir was in it at the time. I think I went out and bought a couple of more bottles the next day.
We've been obsessed ever since. People go crazy for the wines of Ben Walgate. All of the top restaurants that are wine focused have embraced his wines. All of the top sommeliers in London. He's got the marketing on point. Look at this, man. It's appealing to younger wine drinkers. Very fashionable labels. But most importantly, his wines taste amazing and are super smashable. So the PN17 Pet Nat, me and Stephen have consumed about 1% of the world's supply. That's how rare it is. Smashed it.
It was a great wine, PN17, so PN18's out now.
Smashable. We've tasted so many wines today, it's quite hard to keep track of them all because he's got about 15 different wines that are fermenting in different vessels. So he's got some of them in stainless steel, some of them in French oak, he's got some German oak that's like a big and tall one.
Qvevris or
Qvevris. He's got these Qvevris that are like buried in the ground. Yeah, so this is quite unusual. I can't think of any other winemakers in England who are doing this. This is how they made wine in Georgia thousands of years. Ben has got about 10 of them, and he's got some cider in some of them, some wine, different grape varieties. Some of them have got like bits of berries floating around, and some of them have got like a yeast on the top called the floor. And the wines taste so pure, you would expect them to taste a bit wild, but they're not. They're clean, they're precise. I was so surprised just tasting them straight out the thing. You're just putting the glass in like that and taking the wine out. Amazing stuff.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Luke, no, I am your father.
So he's got some of his wines in them and also ciders.
This is the one I'm most interested in. I've got no idea as well.
The cider.
Cider.
No,
That is the class.
yeah.
That's the class that's been around.
Yeah, that's the last one.
The fact that it's a Zaldo as well.
It sours like sour beer.
A bit, yeah, it is. Stops out a bit.
Bit of yeastiness.
Well, it's got that yeast in it. It's like a lambic.
This is like a lip-smacking cider, this, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be nice.
This is what you need after a long day of wine tasting. And then at the end, he's got all of these wines that are made out of the same grapes and the same wines, but different styles, and he can blend them all together depending on what he wants to do.
This is a great idea. I love this.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Drink some wine, drive a buggy.
normally people would plant grape varieties that would be high acid, low sugar. You'd be able to make sparkling wine. English sparkling wine sells really well. So he's planting stuff that might be more suited to the terroir here. It might be more suited to this area of the south of England. And it's not necessarily sparkling wine. Yeah, you can't guarantee that people are going to buy a wine that's got grapes like Ortega or Dornfelder or Schönberg. The grape varieties that people haven't heard of. We're going to look back at this in years to come and we're going to say, Ben was the one who was pushing the boundaries and taking the risks. There's not much Tillingham wines around at the moment, but once Ben's wines are established, once the vines have grown a bit, they'll have a lot more bottles to go around. So until then, keep your eyes peeled for Tillingham wines. In my opinion, a very good wine estate in England. I think in the future, more people are going to be planting newer grape varieties that haven't been planted in that particular area before. It's really important for the development of our wine in our country. In our country, a lot of the still wines in England are a bit tart, are a bit thin, but I see the future of English wine with more still wines, more macerations, more Qvevris. What Ben Walgate is doing, he's not thinking about what's been done before, traditions, what you're supposed to do with Chardonnay, for example. He's just tasting it, he's just doing it by instinct, he's experimenting. But he's still got this vision for moving forwards. I think it's people like Ben Walgate who are going to bring English wine out of this infancy and put it on the world stage. Pinot Blanc from Essex.